that experience like, having the cameras following you in these very, at times, vulnerable moments. What was that like for you?
Surreal, and it felt very revealing as well. Like, oh gosh, like, but it was a crazy experience and something that we couldn't have made up or on our own, and we didn't ever think that there'll be a film about, like, you know, basically our church and our worship team. And so it's something that was crazy and but fun as well. And now that we've seen the film, we're like, oh, like, praise God, it came out all right. And we're definitely normal
really
people.
On
Our accents are bad. No, but it was a surreal experience.
And what do you think are some things from this film that people will get to know about you that maybe they did not know or assume before?
Yeah, we're really normal. I think the idea of having a film that has you in it can be weird, but I think we're just kids that grew up in a local church in Sydney, Australia, and we never set out to do any of this kind of stuff other than just to write songs that could connect people with Jesus. And I think our goal would be, our dream and hope for people would be that they could go and see the film and just understand that no matter where they're at, Jesus can meet them, and that he can use them no matter what part of life they're in. And we just are kids that grew up in church and just kept doing what God put in front of us, and there's nothing fancy about it, and that there's no secret formula. It's just trust God and just take one day at a time, I think.
Yeah. And how do you distinguish between worship and performance? What would you say are the differences?
I say worship is so not about you. Like, sure, you're a worship leader and people are looking to you to lead them, but you're actually trying to lead them to Jesus. And I feel like performance is kind of self-based and self-focused, but worship actually, for the most part, doesn't have anything to do with me. And I actually love that so much because it's so freeing, because I'm like, I can just be myself before God, and hopefully that's what I'm doing every time I get the opportunity to worship corporately with other people, and just that I'd be able to point people to Jesus through what we're doing. And I prefer worship over performance for sure, because I feel like you're connecting your heart to God, like in that moment in worship, and it's raw and it's real. And I feel like that's where you can I get so emotionally in worship as well, because I'm like, Jesus, you're actually the best person, and it just like is amazing. And I love worship.
And what would be the key takeaway from this film? What do you really want the audience to take away?
I think it's much of what I said before. It's just like that Jesus can meet them wherever they're at. You know, like we went through some crazy seasons over the last 2 years, and our hope was in Jesus. Like, it wasn't in money or it wasn't in anything else, because that can come and go and that can fade, but Jesus is the same yesterday, today and forever. And I think people can go and see this film and understand that, you know, we need Jesus and everyone needs Jesus, and that he can truly meet them where they're at, and that through music they can potentially maybe express something that they couldn't have expressed before, and that we just hope that we could have helped that in any way possible through our music, you know.
And even if someone who maybe wouldn't feel comfortable in church, that maybe they would feel comfortable to go to a movie cinema and then just see everyday ordinary people, and that we're the people that make up church, and so potentially they could find themselves in church because we're all normal people.